Welcome to Drawing Seamswild. Today we are drawing Pummel, the lacrosse playing Puma. So grab your paper and pencils or whatever you want to draw with, and let's get started. If you watch the other Seamswild drawing videos, you know I always start out with structure and shapes and an action line. This running pose is going to be very similar to the dusty drawing. This pose is going to be very similar to the dusty drawing video, where the horse is running with one foot behind it, with one foot in front of the other. So Pummel is going to have his one leg in front, which is going to make it look much longer and thicker than the back leg. And this front foot is going to be much larger than the back foot. So that's a little bit of the character running in what's called perspective. So from here, I'm going to draw his shoulder line to give me an idea of where the shoulders fall. And here's his glove. And here's his glove. Now here's another shoulder. And I'm sort of piecing together the puzzle of the shapes of the character before I get too far into it. So here's the character's other hand that's going to be holding the lacrosse stick. And notice this hand is a little bit smaller than the forehand hand. So now I'm going to draw some lines on the head just to give me an idea of where the helmet and the eyes fall. This head is a little bit complicated. When a lacrosse helmet is sort of complicated, so you're really going to want to draw some structure lines to make sure that all the details of the helmet come into place at the right spots. I'm going to draw a line for where the lacrosse stick is, and now I'm starting to see the character and the action line come into. I'm starting to see the character and the action line come together. So this is the bottom of the helmet. I want to get this in place before I move forward, just because it's a complicated line, and to have that in place anchors a lot of the rest. And to have that in place anchors a lot of the rest of the drawing. Here's the top of the helmet. And now I'm going to draw a line out, and here's the visor of the helmet. I'm drawing the details of the helmet. This is going to be his ear popping out of it. And his other ear is going to be partially hidden by the helmet, so it'll just pop out a little bit. There's the top ridge of the helmet. Now we're going to draw the opening of the helmet. I'm going to draw a line straight down, and then connect the bottom piece. Sort of a jagged L shape. Sort of a jagged L shape. Now I'm going to draw some lines across. This is going to show me where the bars of the helmet go. Here's the middle bar. Here are the vertical bars. I'm going to need to bend these a little bit more than I have here. But these are a good place to start. I'm going to take a break from the head and move over to his shoulder. Let's connect that up and draw the V of the jersey. I don't know what I'm pointing at here. I thought of something while I was drawing this. Here are the jagged edges, the design of his jersey. Now here's the midpoint of his face. I'm going to jump back to that. Sometimes when I find things are really complicated, I'll chip away at them. So I'll start to draw the head, then I'll move over to his shoulder, and I'll bounce back to the head, just so I don't really give up on it, and it gives me time to think about how I can go about tackling that portion of the drawing without my brain exploding. So let's draw his snout, sideways oval, and then 2 circles. And just like my other drawings, there's going to be a big smile underneath that helmet with the cheek covering up a little bit of the eyes. I'm going to draw his pupils. Once you get the pupils in place, it makes the drawing a lot easier to move forward on, just because you have to build everything else to fit those pupils, those things that everybody are going to be staring at. So I like to lock down the pupils as quick as possible. All right, now I mentioned I need to bend this bar a little bit, so I'm going to erase the initial lines I put down. And I'm going to draw straight down, and then I'm going to need to bend that in. Now I'm going to thicken the bars that I drew in place so I can draw them over his face. Let's put a hole in the helmet. And we'll be able to see the interior of the helmet, but just the bottom part of this circle. This is just a sketch drawing. I'm doing everything in pencil. I'm not taking it to full color, so things don't need to be perfect here. I would normally bring this into my iPad or a drawing tablet and do full color on it. But this sketch gives me a good idea of where to start, and I can always go back in and fix or erase things that don't work out. You can see some of the shading inside the helmet is inconsistent, but it just gives me an idea of placement, which is the biggest part of a sketch drawing. All right, let's draw his paws that are going to be in thick padded lacrosse gloves. Pummel's going to have 3 fingers. So we're going to make them thick and square shaped. And his claws are going to sort of pop out of the glove. Let's draw the side of his torso. And this is the bottom of his shirt. And his knee is going to overlap his arm. I'm going to add the design of his shorts to, or I'm going to add the design of his, I'm going to add the design to his shorts. Now his front leg is going to be much thicker than his back leg, and I'm going to start to draw his front paw. This will have 3 toes. And a flat bottom. And I'm just going to place some triangles for where his cleats are going to go. And then his claws would pop out of the cleats as well. Here's his sock. I'm going to draw a curved line for that and then put some ridges going down on his sock. Add in some fur lines. And erase some of the sketch lines as I go. Draw the back of his jersey. I'm going to add his number to the jersey. It's going to be number 11 with jagged edges. And the number is going to wave along with the waves in his jersey, or the folds in his jersey. Now let's draw his right hand gripping the lacrosse stick with 3 fingers and a thumb. I'm going to draw his lacrosse stick by following the structure line that we had in place before and just drawing another line next to that and connecting it. Here's going to be the head of the lacrosse stick. It's going to be one big bendy loopy oval. This is the net of the stick, and I'm going to do crosshatch lines to fill in the net of this stick. So I'm going to draw lines one way, and then I'm going to turn my wrist and my hand and draw lines the other way, anchoring my hand down. So watch, I'm going to draw lines one way, really quick, anchoring my hand down. Now I'm going to twist and turn my hand and anchor it and draw lines going the other way. And it fills up space very quickly, and it can add shading to drawings very quickly by doing this. Let's draw the ball in the lacrosse net and delete some of these sketch lines. I'm going to add some volume to his right arm. And now I'm going to draw his back leg. First the shorts. And since his leg is set back in perspective, it's going to be much skinnier than this front leg. Let's draw 3 paws on that cleat, a sock line. And when things are set back in the distance, you're not going to see as much detail on them. So you don't need to fill as many things in, but we will see the top of his laces on his shoes. Now I'm going to go in, add some detail, delete those sketch lines. We're approaching the end of this drawing. Came together pretty well. So make sure you sign your drawing. Give it away to somebody. Make sure to check out the other 5 characters in the Seamswild drawing series. Thanks a lot for watching.